this video. If you are scared of ghosts, or if you don't like story times like this, or you don't believe in this stuff, this video is not for you. I have other content for you. I am just explaining my experience of what it was like to live in an apartment that was haunted. Yeah. Love y'all. Can I just say that before I started recording this video, the weirdest thing started happening. Y'all, I was walking downstairs and okay, so as I'm walking through the hallway, my computer is on, right? But my computer is all the way at the end of the hallway toward where the couch is, patio. I'm looking and I really can't see, but there's a video playing, right? So I'm like, whose video do I got playing on YouTube? Mind you, I do remember pausing, right? So I'm like, whose video do I have playing? Then I realize as I'm getting closer and closer that it's my videos, but like somebody is selecting them. No one's around. Okay, y'all. Someone is selecting them. The import came up on my Final Cut Pro. My SD card's in. So all of a sudden, mind you, my SD card's been on. It's been inside since yesterday. I was just on my computer, so that should not be happening. But I kid you not, it was literally selecting each video on that SD card back and forth, like going crazy. Like either I was hacked or... Gee, that shit just worries me now. What if I was hacked? What if it's not a ghost? We're gonna hope that's not it. We're gonna hope it's a ghost. Anyways, long story short, as soon as I walked closer to it and I realized what was happening, it stopped. Blatantly stopped. What if I am hacked? See, I just hit the bump and now I'm kind of paranoid because I gotta deal with that later. We're gonna hope that's not what's going on. Anyways, I definitely turned my... Did I turn it off? I closed it. I didn't turn it off. I'm gonna restart it later. Yeah, anyways. So, I'm gonna talk to y'all about the time that I lived in an apartment that ended up being haunted. And I'm gonna do a two-part series in this because y'all, well, when I originally wanted to talk to y'all about it, I was like, oh, I gotta talk to y'all about my last apartment. It was so haunted. I'm so happy that this apartment is just different vibes. It's not like that weird shit started happening in that apartment too. So that's gonna be another part. But yeah, I already rolled up. Yeah, I rolled up this one. I'm definitely gonna roll up again because it's gonna be a long story time. Not a long story time, I'm gonna hope not. But when I'm high, y'all, I talk really slow. So. Sorry in advance. You might wanna make this go faster. But yeah, grab your blunts, your bongs with your smoking way, whatever, and let's talk about it. So in December 2018, this was probably like December 27th, I went apartment hunting. And I wouldn't even call it apartment hunting because I literally only viewed one apartment and chose that one, right? Now, I originally went for 1-1 because at the time my son was so young, he wasn't really sleeping in his room, nor did he care to. So I didn't see the need for me to get a 1-1, right? So I went to go look at this place. And they were like, we don't have a 1-1 to show you, but we can show you a 2-2. And it's similar to the 1-1 layout. Just subtract the bedroom and the bath, right? I was like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I viewed it, fell in love with it. Asked him how much it was, and it was like $15.07, and I think the one was like $13.30 or something like that. But regardless, it was $200 more, and I'm like, you know, why not? I loved the layout. Like, I like the extra space and stuff. So I ended up just saying, fuck it. I'm not even gonna look at other apartments. I'm just, cause I really wanted to move out, and I really wanted a new place. I was at my mom's after me and my baby daddy broke up, so I was ready to just get my own place, right? Apply for it. I got approved on my son's birthday. We ended up going to Disney that day. So when I got approved, the leasing agent calls me and was like, you got approved, congratulations. I'm gonna send over the contract and it's gonna have your address and all that, right? You can move in 3 days, right? So when I seen when I seen the email and I seen the address, y'all, the address was honestly the biggest sign that this place was about to be some shit. This place is about to be, it's gonna be weird. Address was 4567. That was the street or the building, right? Then the apartment was 321. So I'm really big on engine numbers, and I don't even think I remember Googling what it was. I just remember it was in sync. I took it as alignment. This is the place, I should be here, yada yada yada. So I'm not gonna lie, nothing really, I mean, like, I would hear little things here and there, but like that apartment complex, their walls were so thin that I used to hear my neighbors. So my neighbors argue. So also I smoke a lot, so a lot of times I'm just really paranoid, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm just hearing shit. Fast forward to August, my mentor, which we're gonna call her C, she comes over, and she's always in my readings, blah blah blah. She helped me a lot with my guidance and my spiritual journey. So when she comes over, she does my reading. No, strike there. We already opened something, tapped into energy in my place, right? Then something compelled me to do a reading for her. Never done them before, right, ever. And that's another way how I started, whatchamacallit. Sorry, that shit is just motion detected. Y'all don't get it. But anyways, that was how I started just tapping into my my psychic abilities, right? That was literally the day. But anyways, I do her reading and I was spot on. But the thing is, I didn't know the cards, so I wasn't really paying attention to the cards. I was kind of paying attention to like what I was hearing. So that's when I knew I could hear things, right? Like, okay, it wasn't all in my head. I can actually hear things, right? So if you're a client of mine and you ever wonder how I do your readings, I pull cards, and yes, that's why I don't call myself a tarot reader. And I call myself a highly intuitive reader, because it's literally my intuition or higher self or someone talking to me, okay? So anyways, that is when things started to go left that month. And I wouldn't even necessarily say go left, because it was never really bad energy. It was more so like, I'm living alone, me, my baby father co-parent. So the 2 weeks my son's with me and then he's with his dad. The times that I was by myself, I was scared, because like, okay, things would go missing. And I would just blame it on me being high. And once I would find it, like literally 10-20 minutes later, I'd find the same spot that I was looking. So I'd be like, nah, but you're tripping. It was there the whole entire time. But the whole time, I'm telling you, it wasn't. You know, I just try to convince myself, like, you know, you're tripping, right? Then, this was the worst one for me, because my body would randomly wake up around 3 or 4 sometimes, right? But each time it would do that thing about waking up, my TV would be on. Now, I didn't have a TV in my room, right? I had a TV outside my living room. So what I mean, my TV would be on. The way the rooms were set up and like the hallway, when you close the door, you can still see like the light through like the kitchen and the living room, because there was a vent that made sure like the air, that the AC was on, made sure that the AC went through the living room and the room. So it was never really stuffy in that apartment, right? So the LED lights were on the TV, and when the TV would turn on, the LED lights would turn on. The LED lights were blue. Yeah, it would turn on and I would see blue coming through my room, which I knew the TV was on. And every single time I went up to open the door and see like what the fuck, mind you, my son was sleeping with me, so like it wouldn't be him. There was nobody in that apartment. And I just took it as like, yo, whoever's around, the energy so strong, like they just out here turning things on, like literally. They're just fucking with me. Anyways, like I said, every time I would open the door and go turn off the TV, it would literally just turn off. And it got to the point where I ended up getting a sleepy mask, like the eye mask, because if I did wake up, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to wake up and see the damn lights. That shit was freaking me out. So yeah, so August, that was happening. I also caught my son like sitting on the edge of the bed talking to God knows who he was talking to. And I was like, who are you talking to? And he didn't say nothing. He was just laughing. And he was about to. So that happened. Let me look at my notes. Oh yeah. My mom would come over and she would fall asleep in my room. So in the living room, kitchen, dining area, all that was wood, but in the rooms was rug. So she would say that she would sleep and she would hear like footsteps, like somebody was walking really heavy in the room. And sometimes she would wake up and see that there was nobody there, but she would feel energy there, like she would feel like somebody was there. So that happened in August. So September of 2019, one of my best friends comes over, right? And we're gonna call her, we're just gonna call her B, right? So B comes over for 6 weeks, and that's when shit really got scary, because when she was over, this happened. Okay, so what happened? Sorry, I'm trying to like put together what happened first. Okay, so I had a get together with her and a couple of friends, right? And I remember I was pouring up shots. Now, keep in mind, y'all, before B came and before I even had to get together, remember, I already knew weird shit was happening. So I said it out loud. I was like, y'all, please, please do not bother these people. Like, I almost didn't even want to tell people that my place was haunted because I wanted people to come over. The fuck? Like, I didn't want to scare nobody, right? So that sounds really selfish when I think about it, but listen. So anyways, I'm having my get together. I'm pouring shots. One of my friends, and we're gonna call him Jason, right? Jason is like sitting, like talking to everybody, like mingling, but he's still like, he'll look and then like I'll catch him look like through his peripheral. So I called him out on it. I was like, what the fuck are you looking at? Mind you, I'm lit. He goes, bro, I keep thinking I'm seeing something or like somebody next to me. And I was just like, oh my God. I didn't say nothing. I was just like, I don't know, bro, something like that. I did not agree with him. I just remember like, I told y'all, leave these people alone, right? So then I remember the time, again, this is like September. I don't know when exactly, but in September, we're in my kitchen, me and B. Then all of a sudden, I guess you, like I said, some people experienced things and some people didn't that were over. I guess you gotta just depends how open-minded you are or how much you believe in this stuff, because the way she explains it, I didn't see it, but I was right next to her. She explains that she just sees somebody. So the way my patio was, the wall was the other side was my son's room. So she said she saw somebody just walk and then just go through the wall. And they ended up in my son's room. And when she told me that, I was like, oh nah, we're going in my room. Kid you not, y'all, we spent my whole day in my room. Like, we smoked in my room, we ate in my room, we did everything. I had my bathroom, like, no. I was fucking scared, okay? I was scared. Okay, also, around this time, fast forward to October now, the next month. Now I'm sending my mentor, and if I can find them in my iCloud, I'll insert it. But now I'm sending my mentor videos of my son. Okay, so the way my kitchen was set up, I ended up just putting red lights, okay? My mom hated it because she said it reminded her Insidious, but it didn't bother me. I like the way it made my skin look in the videos. But y'all, okay, so I would turn my camera on and I would record my son, and then I started realizing there was orbs around, right? And at first I was like, wait, this is my camera lens. But then I'm like, no, because when I move, these orbs don't move. Like, if it was my camera lens, it'd be moving with it. And it wasn't. But let me tell you something, it would follow my son. I'm like, what the fuck? So then she would tell me, like, when I'm smoking, and so I'm like, I keep doing this. She told me when I'm smoking, my mentor, right, she would be like, just, you know, blow it out in the air, and if it stays still, there's like something around you or somebody or whatever, a spirit. And that apartment, I was doing that. So I would send her the videos, and the smoke would stay still. Like, it wouldn't move like how it would move anywhere else, especially when the AC was on. So yeah, that's why y'all catch me doing that, because I'm not even trying to see if there's anything, especially while I tell the story time and what happened before I even started the story time. Yeah, no. November, I was talking to somebody and they came over. Now, I don't know when exactly they claim they saw somebody. So when you first walk in, my office was there. But I don't know if it was the first day that he came over or like a couple weeks. But he said that he saw somebody in my office. And I just thought it was either my uncle or my grandfather. They protect me, and a man's coming over. Yeah. So I was like, okay. And also around that time, I lit up a candle for, I don't know who I lit up a candle for exactly, but I do remember the flame was going crazy. Now, mind you, it was in a corner where there was no AC. The AC wasn't even on, but there was no vent. There was nothing. It was going crazy. So I remember talking to it because my mentor was like, you know, you should just talk to it. Like, spirits use that to communicate. So I started talking to it, and I was like, if this is, I asked if it was my uncle to keep going, like keep dancing the flame. It stopped. Then I said if it was my grandfather, I keep doing it. And then if you know, I smelled his cologne and his energy. I felt it. When I think I burst out crying and talked about how much I missed him. Like, so the apartment was a mixture of my spirits, and I'm gonna tell you what else. So while dating this guy, we're gonna call him I have too many freaking names here. We're gonna say Irrelevant. While talking to Irrelevant, he was like, I forgot what exactly we were talking about, but it was on some spiritual shit. And he goes, there's a portal here. I said, what you mean there's a portal here? He's like, yeah, like no matter how much you sage and stuff, like the coordinates on the map, there's a portal here, and spirits are crossing to communicate with their loved ones. They're like, it's a door, like they're walking through. They're not here to really see you. Maybe they might be if they want to communicate and get things passed on, but for the most part, they're walking through, which makes sense why, you know, whatchamacallit, I forgot her name already. B says she saw that person walk by, right? So once he explained that to me, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and I remember like, can we get rid of it? He was like, no, this shit was here before you, like the coordinates. So it just makes you think about Florida and how haunted the land is, and how you gotta really be careful where you buy things, where you place land at. I mean, where you place your apartments and houses at, because baby, this shit is haunted. So yeah, it would be different if I had my baby father or somebody living with me. Fuck it. But December, I had a girl's like, I don't even get it. I'm not even gonna give them the names. Actually, no, I'm gonna have to. Fuck it. We're just gonna call them. Oh my god, I can't think when I'm highlight this. Bay and Jay, okay, Bay and Jay. So Bay comes through first, and we're drinking, and we're just talking about like just random story times. Like we really just kind of catching up, right? Cause she was in town, right? So then I invited my other friend Jay to come through, and you know, drink and smoke with us, right? So Jay comes through about like 30-40 minutes after Bay came through, and then after like drinking, you know, Bay ends up leaving. Now it's just me and Jay. Now, we first started off in the kitchen just mingling, right? We decided to just go to the couch now. This is where things get weird. So we had 2 glasses of wine, right? And then my bong was in the middle of the table. So I placed my glass, I hit the bong, right? Put it on the table, and then she had her glass of wine right next to it. So like I said, glass of wine, bong. I turned to her, I'm talking to her, we're on the couch talking, chatting it up, right? I turned to hit the bong. It's not there. It's not there. And mind you, this is a pretty big bong. And I'm somebody who does not put my bongs on the floor. Like, I knew it was right in front. So I go, what the fuck? Jay, where's the bong? She looks and she's like, what the fuck? Mind you, she had just got done telling me a story time, a scary story time within herself, how she also lived in a haunted place, right? So I'm just like, what the hell is going on right now? So then I start looking for it, but we don't really get up from the couch. I just look to my left because I'm like, what the fuck? And she looks to her right. But as she's looking, I come back. I said, Jay. She goes and looks and the bong's back. I said, Jay, that bong was not there. She goes, no, I know it wasn't. Now, if y'all remember from my LSD story, I told y'all when I was hallucinating, my friend couldn't see the same thing I was seeing, right? So that's how I knew I was hallucinating. We saw that. It was not there. And this was the first person that's ever caught it with me. Like I said, things would go missing all the damn time, but I would just be so damn high. I'm just paranoid. I'm like, you know what? It's probably me, right? No, it is whatever. So I call my mentor, because now I'm freaking out, because I'm just like, no, no, no. And I'm pretty certain it was like 2-3 o'clock in the morning too. So I'm like, no. I call her up, and she's just like, they're fairies. She's like, you ever had your keys go missing and you're looking for them and they're like back in the same place? I go, yeah, all the time. She goes, yeah, fairies like to like play games and stuff. You just gotta ask for it back. And that's literally what started happening. Was I started asking back for my things. When things would go missing, I'd be like, y'all, I'm done playing games. She basically was telling me I have to take control of my space. Like, yes, they may be here, but you need to take control of your space because you pay rent here, you do all that. But I'm gonna tell you what really, really, really made me want to go back and forth between my mom's house. Mind you, my mom's house is no better. And that's going to be another story time, because if y'all saw my mom blog, y'all saw Moon acting really freaking weird, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's my uncle and grandfather around here or what, but the energy be really high. Anyways, so, what was I saying? Damn, I hate when that happens. Oh yeah. So, on this day, and mind you, this is December 2019, right? We're towards like close to New Year's again. And what's crazy is I ended up renewing my lease, right? So technically, I'm trying to think. 2019, I signed a lease. Yeah. And then I left December 2020. But the thing is, I renewed that lease because there was nothing really good on the market, right? And I really did love the apartment, the layout and stuff. So I was going back and forth between my mom and my house, my apartment, because I just didn't want to spend time alone. And I would even ask my mom to sleep over. So, you know, that was how much what was going on. So anyways, December 2019, this is what really, at first I was dealing with it. I didn't leave, but no, this is when I was like, nah, I'm gonna start sleeping over at my mom's house. Like, I'm gonna come here, because my mom didn't live too far. So I was like, I'm gonna come here, but I'm gonna still, go back and forth and stuff like that. Like, especially when I want my own space. And at the time, I could afford to do shit like that, right? So, y'all, I remember my son got picked up with his dad, and I'm watching TV, right? But I do remember when he got picked up, I remember thinking like, ooh, please don't let nothing weird happen. Like, I remember having this weird feeling. Like, I don't know, I just didn't feel alone in the place. And honestly, I've never felt alone in that place, like, ever. So I remember I was watching TV, then all of a sudden, like, okay, you hear that? You hear the click noise, right? Y'all, I heard that, but it sounded like times 10. My body froze because I heard it in my room. So I'm watching TV, my back is faced the wall, but the wall behind me is my room, right? So when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, somebody's in my fucking room? My body froze, I couldn't even get up. My phone was right next to me, and I immediately called B, because remember, B already seen some shit. And I knew she was gonna believe me, so I called her. I was like, bro, I just heard the light switch go off in my room, and I'm too fucking scared to go up and look. And if the fucking light is on, I'm gonna fucking run at this fucking apartment. I was talking to her for maybe 10 minutes before I couldn't, and when I mean I was frozen, I mean like, I couldn't even turn my neck to look. I kept my face at that TV while whatever movie was playing, and I'm just on the phone, and I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? And I'm also texting my mom at the same time, like, hello, can I come over, because some weird shit just happened and I'm too fucking scared. So I finally built up the courage to go, and no lights were turned on, but y'all, I know what the fuck I heard. That shit was loud. It sounded like it was literally in my room, whatever. Whew. Anyways, so I go and stay at my mom's. And at that point, I kind of, like I said, I made it a habit to go back and forth. And then the pandemic happened. So the very beginning of January and February of 2020, I had my brother with me. Honestly, I wouldn't say weird things were happening, but the still thing with the TV was still turning on. Like, that was still a thing. I kind of just got used to that, to be honest with you. My brother somehow convinced me that, I don't know what the fuck he convinced me it was at the time, but some electronical thing. And I'm just like, yeah, it's not a coincidence that it happens every single time at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning though, right? Is that supposed to be a thing with TVs? Anyways, so I will say 4 fires started that apartment. I'll make that another story time. The last fire, in which was February 2020, my brother was there, and my other friend, which you're gonna call Bianca, was there. And honestly, I thought we were gonna die because that fire was really bad. Like, that fire was so bad. So now that I think about it, like, I really think the spirits or whatever just wanted me out. Like, I think I overextended my stay, to be honest with you. Because, you know, now that I've been tapping into my higher self and really looking deep into things, everything is temporary. Okay, so that apartment was my first on my own with my son. Nobody bothered to help me, nobody to help me. So Spirit was like, you know, enjoy your first luxury apartment, there's better, blah blah, but enjoy this one, it's just gonna keep getting better, but you are not meant to stay at these places forever. So I wasn't meant to renew that lease, because like I said, when I renewed that lease, damn 4 fires started in that apartment that I was able to fucking save and make sure that nothing really got burned down. But yeah, y'all, I ended up leaving that. I ended up breaking the lease December 2020, and my lease was supposed to end March 2021, which was close to my birthday, and I did not want to even live 3 more months in that apartment. They did not want me there, so I ended like just breaking that lease, paying it, and just getting the fuck out. And I moved to my last apartment, which I will talk about that in part 2. Like I said, that one, I thought it was all good vibes for the first 4 months, 5 months, until weird shit started happening, y'all. It's like I said, as a kid, I've always seen spirits, okay? I used to have an imaginary friend, according to my mother, but I'm telling her all the time, like, it wasn't imaginary. Like, that man was real. That was a real spirit. Like, now knowing that better, that was a spirit, but I definitely do remember talking, you know what I mean? I remember, really quick story time before I end this. I remember I was either in 4th or 5th grade. I'm gonna say, okay, I don't know, either 4th or 5th grade. I just remember the house that we lived in, but my closet in the house was so big, and every morning my mom would wake me up, she would turn the lights on. She'd be like, wake up for school, and then she'd turn the closet light on, she'd open it and turn it on, and that was my way of waking up. Y'all, there was one day, and this was the last time that I ever saw a spirit again. So now I just feel them and all that stuff. But there was one day that she opened that closet, and I woke up, and I literally saw my grandpa sitting on my dresser in the closet. Mind you, my grandpa passed away. And I remember just running down the fucking stairs and screaming and telling my mom what I saw. And my mom was like, oh, okay. Like, she took it so normal. And that's when I was like, okay, so ghosts are real? What the fuck are you trying to tell me? Okay, I was like 9 or 10. So my mom never really made a big shock. She never really told me I'm seeing things. Like, she just said okay. And obviously now I know why, because she also sees shit too. And like I said, there's so many story times. So like, let me know if y'all want to some story times about that. Like, I'm definitely gonna let y'all know how I found out I was not spiritual, how I found out I was psychic and I had all these powers. Definitely want to do a story time on astral projecting, the story time on that, my first time astral projecting. Ooh, actually that's gonna be a part of the part 2 series, because that actually happened. It's not my first time astral projecting. Okay, so I'll make a story about that. Sorry, y'all. I'll make a story time about astral projecting, but in the part 2 series, I'll definitely mention the Reiki. If you were following me on Snapchat and what did I have her on? TikTok. Y'all saw I got Reiki done, and that's pretty much unlocked some shit. So yeah. Stay tuned for that. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Make sure to thumbs this up, and if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment. Love y'all. Mwah.